why do baby boomers love this real estate market? Why? Why are you guys in love with this market? When you look at some of these numbers, you're going to realize real fast why baby boomers are big real estate fans, you know? Here's what they say. This is from an article, Better Dwelling. What problem? Canadian boomers love this real estate market. This is a Royal LePage study. Soaring home prices may be a pain for some generations, but not for boomers. This is based on their 2021 Boomers survey. The survey found, listen to some of these numbers, guys. You're going to just, I don't know, cry inside a little bit. They found 35% will be buying a new home, talking about boomers, or at least considering it. Using StatsCan data, the brokerage estimates that's about 3.2 million boomers are going to be moving. In Ontario, that number is actually at 37%. In Toronto, it's up at 41% of movers. Our boomers are considering being movers. Movers are movers. Whatever. Shut up. Fewer than half of Canada's boomers think it's a good time to sell their home. This is the balance. You've got almost half, 41%, say, you know what, we're going to move in the next little while. But then you've got this massive chunk, 45%, of Canadians that say we don't want to sell. It's not a good time to sell. And in Ontario, it's at 41%, but in Toronto, it's at 44% of people. A lot of them say, I'm not selling. What are they going to do? Buy a second property? Perhaps. But what are some of the reasons that they feel it's not a good time to sell? Is it because they're thinking prices are going to rise further? Or is it because they're gridlocked? We talked about this on our last show. If you missed it, go back and have a listen. But we're seeing a lot of millennials being gridlocked, these move-up buyers, which is obviously gridlocking boomers as well, where everywhere else is too expensive to move. So where would you go, right? Where are you going to? I can't afford to make that jump, even if I wanted to. I'm going to leave the question up to you. Leave it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Why do you think they're feeling like it's not a good time to sell? Because there's no real answer for that. So I guess your opinion is as good as any. But when we're looking at the stats, listen to some of these numbers. How many boomers own their home? The number in Canada is 75%, in Ontario 76%, and in Toronto 74% of boomers own their home. Well, another question is how many are mortgage free? They don't care about interest rates, by the way. They just have their house. It's paid off. In Canada, 64% are boomers, Ontario 64%, and in Toronto 60% of the boomers own their home in cash. Just to put that into perspective, according to StatsCan, only 51% of Canadian couples have children. Wow. People love real estate more than they love having kids, apparently. That's why my wife and I decided not to have children. We're going to tell them tonight. But almost 1 in 5 own a second home. This whole dilemma, I'm gridlocked, I can't move. There's also this conversation, it's not a good time to sell. I'm going to buy something as well. I own my home cash, there's less equity. Maybe there's an opportunity in there. Who do you think is able to take advantage of this, if not the boomers? How many have a second property? Nationally, 17% of respondents own at least 2 homes. In Ontario, it's 16%, and in Toronto, it's 16% of them. How much of their money is in real estate as a percentage of their overall wealth? The survey found 40% of boomers have at least 50% of their net worth in real estate. In Ontario, that's at 46%. And in Toronto, it's even more. It's at 54% of boomers have at least half of their net worth in real estate. This is a big asset. This is it. This is the moneymaker for baby boomers. But the real estate market success comes at a cost. This is where I want to go about this, guys. It's not just about building, but where we build as well. Because this fascination, this obsession with success in the real estate market from the baby boomers, and now kind of, weaving through other generations where it's possible. What does this mean? Does it not matter where we build? Not just what we build or how much we build, but where. There's nothing more gross than a strip club across the street from a playground, right? Zoning, proper zoning. I mean, I'm just trying to enjoy the day with my family while losers are swinging on monkey bars 50 feet away. I saw this really interesting article discussing this point on where we build. Sizzling house prices put the squeeze on farmland in Canada. This is a CTV News article. While Canada is the world's second biggest country and only has about 40 million people, most of its best arable land lies near big cities such as Toronto, where the COVID pandemic has intensified demand for suburban homes. I mean, we know that. We're tracking that. Much of the country's best cropland can be seen, quote, from the top of the CN Tower. It's within eyeshot. Ontario, Canada's most populous province, is losing, this is crazy, 70 hectares of agricultural land every day. So every day we lose the size of roughly 135 football fields, according to the Ontario Federation of Agriculture. Here's what the president says. Our best farmland is turning into houses. And we see that. We see that in the outskirts, right? But here's the question for us. Do you want to make housing more affordable or protect farmland? Because it's pretty challenging to do both. It's quite the predicament we're in. Thanks, Grandma. And the obsession with housing has consequences. It really does. I think that's kind of the point of this segment. And so ultimately, what do we do from here? And really the choice is up to us. Do we continue to build out? Do we continue to fight that not in my backyard fight, not address the missing middle, and continue to go outwards in order to buy those second properties for those retirees? Or do we deal with the problem head on in the city by cutting red tape like we can and really doing some damage as far as affordability? If you haven't already, please leave a 5-star rating and write a review. And you might hear your name get called. Brockton Bunker left a comment. Thank you. Very relevant and up-to-date intel on market. Bradley has an impressive grasp on macro and micro trends. Mixed it in with some dad jokes. Entertaining listen to my commute. Keep it rolling, Bradley. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Really appreciate all you guys as well. Enjoy the summertime, Toronto. And remember, keep the parks clean. It's all we have right now. This week, my daughter found a bottle of vodka at the playground. I don't know why. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you next time. Take care and keep it real.